There has been a lot of speculation on India's possible change in nuclear doctrine. What are the evidences that cited the India's change in nuclear doctrine? Why India chose to develop highly accurate missiles, accelerate its ballistic missile defense, BMD? Differentiate between counter-force doctrine and counter-value doctrine? As per its stated doctrine, when will India conduct counter-value strikes on Pakistan? How dangerous and destabilizing are those talks on counter-force first strike? GS Paper 2, Security Challenges and Their Management in Border Areas. What is the context about? There has been a lot of speculation on India's nuclear doctrine since Vipin Orang, a nuclear strategist, said, there is increasing evidence that India will not allow Pakistan to go first, at a conference on nuclear policy. What are the evidences that cited the India's change in nuclear doctrine? The pieces of evidence cited for this claim are: India's focus on developing highly accurate missiles, acceleration of ballistic missile defense, BMD, and the development of multiple independently targetable reentry vehicle, MIRV, capabilities for its missiles. None of these moves sufficiently explains a possible change in India's nuclear doctrine. Why India chose to develop highly accurate missiles, accelerate its ballistic missile defense, BMD? The development of accurate missiles is being undertaken as India's yield of nuclear weapons is 15 to 20 kilotons for its fission warheads, and 250 kt for thermonuclear warheads. The destruction caused by nuclear warheads goes down exponentially as the distance increases from the center of the blast, hence the move towards improving the accuracy of weapon delivery systems. BMD is a defensive mechanism aimed at neutralizing a nuclear attack rather than conducting a counter-force first strike. A BMD forces the enemy to reassess the number of warheads it requires for destroying a target. This imposes costs in terms of producing more warheads, delivery platforms, and the cost of maintaining and securing them. India is developing MIRV for first strike but to retain a credible second strike option, if India loses some of its missiles to an enemy first strike. Differentiate between counter-force doctrine and counter-value doctrine. Counter-force doctrine, in nuclear strategy, the targeting of an opponent's military infrastructure with a nuclear strike. The counter-value doctrine targets the enemy's cities, destroying its civilian population and economic base. The counter-force doctrine asserts that a nuclear war can be limited and that it can be fought and won. Counter-value was, however, thought of as the true deterrence, which would be accomplished with a secure second strike capability, assured destruction. Are India's nuclear arsenals sufficient for a counter-force strike? A counter-force strike is a surprise nuclear blitz on the enemy's missiles, C4I, command, control, communications, computers, and intelligence, military infrastructure and war-fighting capabilities. It requires a large number of warheads, missiles, accurate and round-the-clock intelligence, surveillance, target acquisition and reconnaissance. The current estimate of India's nuclear arsenal, based on Western think tanks, is about 100-120 warheads, which, according to some experts, is not good enough for a minimum credible deterrence, let alone a counter-force first strike to disarm Pakistan. As per its stated doctrine, when will India conduct counter-value strikes on Pakistan? If Pakistan uses tactical nuclear weapons, TNW, even on its soil on Indian troops, India, according to its stated doctrine, will undertake massive retaliation, which was thought to be counter-value strikes on Pakistani cities. Recently, this has been misinterpreted by some analysts as a counter-force first strike. India using nuclear weapons after Pakistan's use of TNW will not be a first strike but a retaliatory strike. India would be free to take out Pakistani targets like the Pakistan Army headquarters in Rawalpindi, which is an example of an overlapping counter-force and counter-value target. How dangerous and destabilizing are those talks on counter-force first strike? The talk of counter-force first strike is destabilizing and dangerous. Instead of deterrence, it moves to the realm of fighting a nuclear war and trying to win it. It means hundreds if not thousands of warheads on hair trigger alert and the risks that come with it. Any signaling to India's adversaries that India is moving to a counter-force first strike doctrine will make them take countermeasures and increase their own arsenal and look to strike India first, leading to a destabilizing chain reaction.